we go. In every season, in every way, God is my reason, my source of strength. Would you sing that with me? In every season, in every way, God is my reason, my source of strength. God is my comfort in every season of life I'm given, my source of strength. God is my breath, my choice, my reason. In this life I'm given, my source of strength. Let us sing together. In every season, in every season, in every way, God is my reason, my source of strength. Let's do that again. In every season, in every way, God is my reason, my source of strength. God is my comfort in every season of life I'm given, my source of strength. God is my breath, my choice, my reason. In this life I'm given, my source of strength. God is my hope. God is my hope in every season, in every season of this life I'm given, my source of strength. God is my peace. God is my peace, my choice, my reason, my choice, my reason. In this life I'm given, my source of strength. Now let's live down. God is my own, my choice, my reason. In every season, my source of strength.
If it's comfortable, friends, I invite you to close your eyes or soften your gaze and just relax a little more deeply into your seats. Become aware of your breath. What an interesting season to be alive. And what a perfect time to bring our full attention and awareness inward. To not dwell on the external appearances, but to bring our full attention and awareness to the source of our strength, the source of our peace, that still quiet place within, where we are aware that we are the breath of the divine. We are the individualized expressions of love, unlimited good in potential. And so in this very season, whatever season you happen to be in, we pause for a moment and breathe. To practice peace, to practice strength, to be the presence of love and good, of wisdom, of will, So we pause here for a moment and simply breathe and focus on gratitude in the silence. And God said, "Let there be lights in the dome of the sky to separate the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and for years." And God said, "Let there be light." Let there be light. This little light of mine, I let it shine. I let it shine. In this stillness, in this silent place, we open to the Holy Spirit that we might be the very presence of love in this incredible playground planet Earth. We open to the wisdom and to the life available to us. We open to be strength and imagination and power, that we might be the change we wish to see in this incredible life. And so with a gentle breath, we bring our awareness back to this place, this time, where we are apparently separate, but we know in consciousness that we are one wherever we are. And we come together, bringing our awareness of that oneness, and we simply say, "I let my light shine." Together we say, "I let my light shine." Together, "I let my light shine." I let my light shine. And so it is, and so we let it be.
In every season, in every way, God is my reason, my source of strength. Sing it with me. In every season, in every way, God is my reason, my source of strength. God is my comfort in every season of life I'm given, my source of strength. God is my breath, my choice, my reason. In this life I'm given, my source of strength. And as we prepare to receive Rev Todd's message, I thought this one would fit perfectly with the theme of light, and I think what Rev Todd will be speaking about as well. It's been a long, cold, lonely winter. Little darling, it feels like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, and I'll say it's alright. Little darling, the smiles are returning to the faces. Little darling, it seems like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun, and I'll say it's alright. We're gonna sing sun, sun, sun. Sun, 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 here it comes. Sun, 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 here it comes. Sun, 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 here it comes. One more time. Sun, 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 here it comes. Little darling, I feel smiles are finally rolling in. Little darling, it feels like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, and I'll say it's alright. Sun, 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 here it comes. Sun, 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 here it comes. Sun, 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 here it comes. Last time. Sun, 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 here Rev Todd comes.
Ah, that was ridiculous. Happy Sunday, folks. Today our talk is called Emphasize the Light. Emphasize the light. And it comes from this paragraph in The Flow of Life by Eric Butterworth. When you find yourself in any seemingly hopeless situation, you ever found yourself in one of those? Apparently. Hopeless situation, it is wise to shun the tendency to emphasize the darkness of the tunnel rather than the fact that the tunnel has light at both ends. When you dwell on the darkness and futility of a situation, you will soon become bogged down in the slough of despond. Keep in the consciousness of the flow of life. This too shall pass. This too shall pass. One of my mentors used to say to me, remember, it came to pass, it did not come to stay. Ooh, whatever is happening in our lives, it came to pass. It did not come to stay. And that feels really good when it's something that we love and it feels good. I mean, no, the other way around. If it feels bad, right? See, look, it's when it feels bad, we're glad it's going to pass. But when it feels great, oh, we want it to stay like that forever. You ever notice that? But here's the thing that we know about this incredible flow of life. Everything changes. Everything changes. Except maybe that parent that knows where all your buttons are. They don't seem to change, do they? Y'all have one of that? Yeah. No, even they too have changed. Everything changes. And we have to emphasize the light because we don't want to get caught up in that slough of despond. I had to look that one up. Do y'all remember that? The slough of despond? It's some quote from some book about a pilgrim or something, some Christian writing where the slough of despond was an allegorical swamp where you get sucked into the muck. You ever been sucked into the muck and you get stuck there and you think it's always gonna like just encompass you? It's if you're a Gen Xer, I thought that I was gonna have to deal with a whole lot more quicksand in my life because all the TV shows had quicksand when I was growing up. It's true. And I have yet to run into the quicksand. The literal quicksand, but boy, in consciousness, I can get caught up in the muck. Caught up in the muck. I had recently I was in a classroom. Those of you who don't know, I do some work with a primary school, helping teach kids to breathe and become aware of their emotions and move in a more mindful direction, right? So we can respond instead of reacting, because reactions typically come from that, all that crazy hairball energy. And a response is thoughtful and, wouldn't the world be better if we all responded instead of reacting a lot? And little Billy, it's not his real name. I'm calling him Billy because my first name is William. And so because this lives in me, right? His actions live in me. He was, I don't want to do this. This is stupid. I feel that way sometimes. Of course, there's a part of me that's judging his actions. You're going to sit there and do this math. And you're going to like it. When in the history of the world has it ever worked when someone that you love has looked at you and went, calm down? That does it right away, doesn't it? Why are you looking at Jerry? I'm only picking on y'all because I pick on Barbara all the time, and I didn't want to call on her and Anir. But it's true, it's all of us, right? And not only has someone said it to us and it didn't work, but we've said it to other people. And boy, did it not work. And so sit down does not work. When I went to New York recently, y'all know this, went to New York and I went to a conference on spirituality and education. And not religion and education, spirituality, understanding that spirit of oneness, understanding that breath work means something. And one of the workshops I attended, the facilitator who is a physicist who is teaching 6th grade science, so he must be passionate about what he's doing. He's been in the school for 10 years, and he overheard students because they were there when a teacher said to a student, you need to calm down. And the students were talking about how that was clearly not in alignment with what they were telling someone else to do. They were not calm. It reminded me of Billy. That part of Todd. That part of Todd that I mentioned not too long ago something about the multiverse and how every decision can create a new experience. And I had an experience because there was a lot of traffic getting to the airport. And y'all know that experience of traffic and people not using their signals and going really slow is where Billy gets really agitated. And I missed my flight. But I knew I was missing my flight because I have a timepiece and So by the time I was at the airport and I walked up to the ticket counter, I said, wonderful agent said to me, "How can I help you?" And I said, "Well, I'm supposed to be on an airplane that leaves in 10 minutes." And she said, "Well, you're not going to make that." I said, "I know. So I'm wondering what we can do." "Well, let me look at your ticket and we can see." So y'all know Todd is very thrifty. And Todd bought the cheapest ticket. You know what that meant? No changes, no refunds. And I said, "Okay. We have a flight that leaves tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock that you can be on." I said, "Well, I'm actually headed to a conference, and I don't know that that's going to get me there in time to participate in the conference. So I need to decide what I'm going to do." You know, because part of me, Billy, wants to throw a fit, have a temper tantrum, shake and turn red in the face. And I said, "Can't you fly me into another airport?" "Well, not with the ticket you've purchased. You can't transfer to another airport." I mean, you know, there are half a dozen airports that you can then take public transportation to and get to Manhattan. But that wasn't happening. So I had to remind myself what I'm supposed to teach. And I was like, and I said, "I don't want to hold up your line. Do you mind if I step over here for a few minutes and gather my thoughts and see what's going to be best for me to do?" Because, I mean, I know dozens of people that live in the Raleigh-Durham area where I could stay. You know, and in the meantime, I get a text that's like, "Well, can you buy another ticket?" So I said, "Can I buy another ticket for tonight?" "Yes, you can do that, but you will lose your return trip." "Okay. Well, let me step aside and I'm going to see." So I walked away about 7 steps. "Sir, come back for just a moment." And I went back. And she said, "I'm going to go ahead and send you into a different airport tonight. I'm not supposed to do this, and you cannot be expecting this when you come to the airport. And you can't be telling," well, she didn't tell me not to tell people, so I'm telling y'all, but don't tell anybody. And I didn't tell you which airline it was, but they're not supposed to do that because of the ticket I bought. But you know what? I didn't throw a fit. I kept Billy locked away. I tried to be the presence of the change I want to see in the world. But boy, I had to do some personal work to do it. I had to remember who I was. I had to remember who I am is at the point of me. And who I am is love. Now, it didn't always show up. Sit down and do your math. I try not to do that. I try to breathe through it. But have y'all ever been clench your teeth like it hurts? It creates dis-ease inside of us. So we have to emphasize the light. But you are the light. You are the light. I'm seeing lots of bright colors in the sanctuary today. You are the light. I love that. You are the light. But sometimes we have to remember we're the light, don't we? I'm wondering if we can remember some of the ways that we can remember that we're the light. You got any of those? Anybody? No? Because see, when I'm standing there and I'm thinking about, okay, who am I? Who am I really? First thing I do is I breathe. And so I take a deep breath. When I start remembering who I am, I start pulling off these things that I can be grateful for. What are you grateful for, Karen? Life. That's beautiful. How about you, Leslie? What are you grateful for? Ah, family. Y'all didn't know I could write like this, did you? Look at you breaking the suspense. What are you grateful for, Jerry? Lissa, what are you grateful for? Unconditional love. Unconditional love. I could keep doing this, right? But I'm not going to today because you're going to do it. Last year we started a tradition, and I've decided we're going to continue it this year. See, we've been creating altars every month, and we still have Norma's beautiful altar here that she created for last month. And so in November last year we started a gratitude garden that we would hang on the wall out in the lobby. So we're going to do that again. We're going to make it an annual tradition where we focus on our gratitude, where we focus on those things that remind us that we are the light. So there's a stack of paper out there today, but Todd, where do we hang it? Well, you're not going to hang it today. It's going to be up next week where you can take a card home and you can fill it out. If you're online, you can send us an email at RevTodd at Crystal Coast Unity, and I'll put it up on the wall for you unless you're going to be here sometime soon. Or you can make your own card and mail it to us, and we'll hang it up. Maybe at home you want to print out some photographs and bring them in. Maybe you want to create a piece of artwork that you want to hang in our garden of gratitude. So that together we can look at this and we can know as we look at all of these pieces of gratitude that everyone in this community has filled out, that we can finally see that we are the light, that we are the reflection, that the light is not somewhere else, that the light is us. The light is us. And just like on this disco ball, right? This is not the one where you dance, Lori. Just kidding. This is the one from my house. There are people out there wondering, I bet that really is his. Bet that really is his. But with this, we're going to hang this up to remind ourselves that just as the light shows up, that each one of the faces of this disco ball is like the face of God. And when you really get clear on what the light is, you see yourself. You see that you are the very presence of unconditional love, that you are the presence of wisdom and of life and of love. And it doesn't matter what happens out here in the manifest world, you are still light, you are still love. And I know that there are people in our community and in our congregation that are having a little bit of fear right now. Tuesday's election day. Make sure you vote if you are eligible to vote. If you haven't already, because you have a responsibility in this democracy to vote. None of my business how you do it, but do it. There's information from the League of Women Voters in the lobby. Get information from your county elections board. But vote. But I've got some news for everyone. You pull out this because, every single politician is also the light. I know that's hard to believe because sometimes we don't agree. Not everybody agrees with me. I know y'all find that difficult to believe. They haven't realized like y'all have that I'm right. I don't really believe that. I want to remind you all that it came to pass. It did not come to stay. And so, in this deep amount of angst that some people are feeling, I was reminded of this last week when I got to visit with my friend Reverend Sonia, and she was talking about the angst in her community. She's a UU minister in New Jersey. That Tuesday, when all the elections close, nothing ends but the election cycle. The election came to pass, and whoever is elected, that will come to pass. You are eternal. The truth of who you are, the light that lives inside of you is eternal. And no matter what your emotion is when it comes to this election result, you still have a responsibility to show up and be the presence of unconditional love. To use the wisdom that is yours, that is everyone's, to focus on, and now what? And now what? And now, what would love do? What would love do? Because no matter what's happening out there, and we all have a list of things that we could write down that we don't like about what's happened in the external world. There are people that are not in our lives anymore that we miss. There are decisions that have been made that hurt us. They took the McRib away again. Whatever it is out there, it doesn't change that you are the light. You're the light, Peggy. You are the light. And our way shower said, when you light a lantern, you don't put it under a bushel, you put it up on a lamppost. Let your light shine. Let your light shine. I was attracted this week. This isn't the paper I wanted. This is the paper I wanted. This was from our World Day of Prayer, and I saw this affirmation: fueled by faith, I can move mountains. And I thought about that idea that there is a light at both ends of the tunnel. And even if I am standing in the middle of that tunnel and I can see a light that way and I can see a light that way, that I know that with my faith, I can make that entire mountain go away. And the same is true for you, because you are the light. You are the light. Say it, I am the light. I am the light. Fueled by faith, I can move mountains. Fueled by faith, I can move mountains. Ain't nothing coming to stay. It came to pass, except that you are eternal light and love and wisdom and imagination and zeal and all these other powers. Stick around if you don't know what those are. Not today, but long term. It's who you are. You are eternal. None of this, it didn't come to stay. It came to pass. And for that, I give thanks. And so it is, friends. Thanks for letting me share today. I love you all.
Thank you for always, always, always inspiring us, and in a way that is so gentle. So gentle. And it reminded me of a song by David Friedman called Trust the Wind. There's a voice that's softly whispering inside my head, telling me I'm gonna be alright. It keeps saying, let yourself be led where you are led. And don't hold back, don't put up a fight. It tells me trust the wind, breathe the air. There's a place you're meant to be, and you're already there. Open up your heart and let the light in. You know that you can always trust the wind. When the world starts doing things that I don't understand, I don't understand. I search my soul to find the reason why. In the dark of night, I feel somebody take my hand and tell me, you don't even have to try. For you can trust the wind and breathe the air. You know that there are helping hands around you everywhere. Open up your heart and let the light in. And know that you can always trust the wind. Dreams have wings, thoughts take flight. Thoughts take flight. All good things are streaming towards us every day. They hear our prayers, they know the way. I'll trust the wind, I'll breathe the air, and let it take me on its wings and carry me somewhere. I'll open up my heart and let life in. I know wherever breezes blow, wherever winding rivers flow, I'm going where I need to go. For I can trust the wind. I can trust the wind. I can trust the wind.